Today we're going to walk you through the 2020 Chevrolet Camaro. This one here is a 2SS, and we also have a convertible here for you as well. Walking over to the side over here, your gas tank actually is located on the right side of the vehicle. All the cars for Chevrolet are on the right side, SUVs and trucks are on the left side. So you also have capless fuel there for you as well. Making our way back here to the trunk, you actually have a hidden little compartment back here above your plate. Push on that sensor there, and your trunk's going to come up for you. And here we've got your trunk for you. Not a ton of room, but one thing with the convertible specifically is you have a little mat here. And what you're actually going to do with this is if you were to pull this up, it latches on top up here. And what that does is once this is latched, it will actually allow you to put the top down on the Camaro. So if I shut the trunk here, bringing us to the key fob, you can actually put the top down of your Camaro right there. So if I unlock the vehicle once and I press and hold that button, as you can see, you keep pressing and holding on the button, it'll automatically move the top down for you. Bringing us to your key fob, this is going to look pretty standard, just like any of your other Chevrolets. You have unlock, lock, you have your remote start here. That actually is going to open up your convertible there for you, and then double tap for your trunk, and then we have your panic alarm there for you. So just like any other Chevrolet, if you push the lock button once, you can actually press and hold this for 3 seconds, and it will start your car for you. It will run for 10 minutes at a time. And if you wanted to turn it back off through the key fob, if you press and hold the button again, it will turn itself off. This one here, actually, you press it twice and it will open up your trunk for you as well. And then one nice thing about having the key fob is you actually have keyless entry. So that brings us to the silver button here on the side of your vehicle. So when you're walking up to your vehicle, if you push it once, it's actually going to unlock all your doors for you. If you're leaving your vehicle and you shut the door, if you push that same button once, it will actually lock all your doors for you as well. All right, so bringing us to your side door over here, you're actually going to have your trunk button right there at the very bottom. Along with that, the nice thing about having a 2SS Camaro is you have some LEDs here that we can configure there, making it whatever color you want. Bringing us up to here, so now that you have a convertible, you actually have some rear quarter panels. That LED is going to be the access to those. And then over here, those are actually going to be your front driver's side and passenger windows for you. Bringing us up here, you're going to have your left rear view mirror or side rear mirror, and then your right mirror there for you as well. Up here, bringing you to your lock and unlock. It's going to be kind of hidden behind your latch over there, along with your memory seats up here. Bringing us over here.
Can you show how to set the memory seats?
Yep.
Go ahead and start with memories. Just go over memory seats again.
Okay.
Good.
Memory seats right here for you. How to set your memory seats is you're going to press the set button once until it beeps at you, and then you'll press and hold 1 or 2 depending on how you want it to be set for you. And then this button all the way on the end, that's actually going to be your easy exit option. So you can move the seat all the way down and back into an easy position for you. So it's easy to hop in and out of the vehicle. Once you get it set where you want it to be, you're going to do the same thing where you press set and press and hold that until you hear 2 beeps. Bringing us over here, one thing you're going to notice with the 2SS Camaros, you're going to have your heads-up display. So those 3 buttons there are going to control the display that's shined up on your windshield for you. The HUD button here actually is just going to move it up and down for you for different height. The info button here is actually going to toggle through some different screens for you. Visually, I can see what radio station's playing, what direction I'm going, what my RPMs are, and that's just by me clicking this button here. And then the button all the way on the right, that is actually going to be your brightness to whether you want it to be a little bit brighter or darker. Bringing up here, we actually have an automatic Camaro here, bringing you to some paddle shifters. So you're going to have your plus up here for your upshift, and then a minus over here on the left side for your downshift. Bringing us to the steering wheel here, your heated seat or heated steering wheel button is right there. You got a little LED to indicate that it's on. and then it's off. And then you've got your cruise control. So right here, that's going to be our on and off button. And then you've got your set and resume, just like your other Chevrolets. And then down here at the bottom, we've got 2 buttons. Got your favorites, so it moves you right to left and then left to right over here on your favorites tab. And then on the right side of the steering wheel, we have your answer button, indicated by the person speaking, and then your hang up button, and also your mute for your radio. And then underneath that, this buttons here are going to go through that display in front of you. So if I click the down button, that's going to toggle us through some trip A, trip B, going through your fuel range there for you, your oil life, tire pressure, and all of that kind of stuff for you. Only other thing here on our steering wheel is over here on the right side, you've got your volume up and down. So right now, as you can see on the heads-up display, it actually shows your mile an hour, and then it's going to show your RPM limiter at the bottom. Clicking that info button, it's going to cycle us through different ones. So that's just your mile an hour there for you. That one is going to show what's playing on the radio along with your mile an hour. And then that one is your directional, bringing us right back to the RPMs. So those are some different options with your heads-up display on your 2020 Camaro. And the HUD button, that actually is going to move the display up or down depending on your liking. So at different heights, that's how you can control it there. Bringing us to the light all the way on the right side. If I press and hold it to bring it down, it'll actually turn the brightness down for you. It can also completely make it disappear. Along with turning it all the way up will make your brightness go all the way back up there for you. Just over here to your wipers. If you push it up once, it'll turn it on a low speed. You can also indicate different speeds here by turning this initially as well. And then if you were to push it one more time, it'll turn it on the fastest settings, and you can also cycle through some different speeds here. This is also going to indicate you can have an intermediate where it will go for you. And just like any other Chevrolets, if you were to actually pull it towards you, it will spray your front windshield for you. Bringing this over to the right side of our steering wheel, you're going to have your answer button up here, along with your voice assistant. And this is actually going to be your hang up button as well. These 4 buttons are going to go through your display in front of us here. So this is going to show your mile an hour. It will show information like your trip A, trip B, go through your fuel range for you, along with your oil life, and then your tire pressure. One thing about having a Camaro is if you push the left arrow over here, it'll actually bring you to a couple other options. Right now we're on the info page. If you click the down arrow once, it'll go through performance. This actually has a couple different things on it. It'll show you your G-force. This one will actually show you your lateral G-force. And then keep going down, it's going to show you some things with oil temperature, show you your oil pressure, your battery voltage, your transmission fluid temps, along with your tire pressure, the temperatures of your tire. Clicking that left button once again, you have a couple other options where you can actually have your audio, your navigation, your phone, and then different options where you can turn on for your display above. Bringing us to your audio tab, this one's actually going to be very simplistic for you. It's just going to let you know what's playing on the radio and your station. If I click the right arrow button, it'll actually bring us over here where we can go through some different options for you, like your favorites. Clicking us back all the way to the left, we're going to go back down to your navigation. So your navigation on this one will be turn-by-turn direction through OnStar. OnStar has navigation that it will actually give you turn-by-turn directions, and it will pop up there on the display for you. Clicking our left button again, all the way down to the phone. This one will actually display if your phone is connected and your service on the device. Bringing us all the way back over here for settings. Options, you can actually turn on a couple more pages there for you. Otherwise, if you're done going through everything, you can cycle yourself all the way back up here to info, personally where I like to be, bringing us all the way back up here to the mile an hour for you. Now that we're sitting in the vehicle, this one is push to start. So how we're going to do that is we're going to put our foot on the brake, bringing us up to the button over here that you're going to push for a second until it starts up for you. And you can also take your foot off the brake once it is running. Now that we've got the car on for you, we're going to bring you to the display over here. This is going to look like any other Chevrolet. Starting with your audio up here, you're going to have your AM, FM, and XM services for you. One way that you can actually set some presets pretty easily is you have a couple buttons over here, and these will slowly go through some options for you. Otherwise, if you know exactly where you want to go, my favorite is the tune button in the middle. You type what radio station you want. So if I wanted 92.5, I'm going to click on the 925, and it will bring us to that radio station. Once I get there, if I click the back arrow, up top I've got some presets up here. All you have to do is press and hold on it until it beeps at you. And just like that, my radio station is set. One nice thing is you can actually cycle between AM, FM, or XM stations. So if I wanted to go to AM and I wanted to set 1040 as a station, I click tune again, type in my 1040, and then if I back out of there, alongside my 92.5, if I press and hold on it, it'll set my AM station there. Bringing us actually back to the steering wheel, your favorites tabs over here. These are going to cycle you through your presets up top, so you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel. And then you have your volume controls over here, and that'll turn our volume up, and it'll turn it down there for you as well. Bringing us back to the radio, the only other two options over here, you're going to have sound. That's going to go through your bass and all of that, along with your fade and balance. Backing out of there, you have browse, and this one will actually update your station list as you travel. Currently, since it's brand new, we don't have all the stations loaded, but if you were to click update stations, over time it will display all the options you have available in your area. Now we're going to get your phone paired up for you. So if I were to click this home button, it'll always bring us back to this screen. I'm going to click the phone icon up top. Now, first time pairing your phone, you'll click connect phone in the middle, and then there's add phone on the top left in green. So once I click on that and I go to my phone, at the very bottom, it should load up my Chevrolet. So once it's loaded down there at the bottom, if I click on it once, it'll actually display a code on my phone. It's going to match up what's on the touchscreen. So if I click pair on my phone and then pair on the display, the only other thing it's going to ask you is allow, and that's going to do your contacts and your favorites. So I'm going to do allow there as well. Once that's done, as you can see, my phone's under the connected tab. If I were to press the back button up here, it's going to display a keypad for me. So anyone's numbers I still know, I can type them in manually there. I actually also have a recents tab up top going through all of my recent calls, along with my contacts as well. And you can set some favorites up here as well for you. And then pairing another device is the phones tab all the way in the top right. And then we're going to go through that same scenario with add phone for multiple devices. Now we're going to pair an Android phone here. We're going to click the phone icon. Once we click there, we already have a phone currently paired. So we're going to go up to the phones in the top right. That's going to show that there's an iPhone connected here. Same process as well. If I'm going to click on that add phone on the top left, it's going to ask if I want to disconnect mine temporarily. I'm going to click continue there. And then on your phone here, slowly it'll load my Chevrolet. Once it pops up there, we're going to click on it. It's going to pair the device to the car. And just like it did, we're going to have a code here and a code that's going to pop up here. So we're going to do pair on the phone, and then we're going to do pair up here on the display for you. Now that we have two phones connected here, bringing us to the infotainment screen, we have the iPhone and the Pixel connected. One thing that's nice about Chevrolet's touchscreen is you can actually have two phones paired at the same time. How we're going to make sure that option is turned on for you is over here on the right side, you've got a little pencil icon. If I'm to click on that, the secondary phone is on, allowing multiple Bluetooth connections to be connected. One thing that's nice as well is you can have a first to connect option, and so what that's going to do is anytime that this Pixel is connected to this car, it's going to be the first one to connect over the iPhone. That way, if you're the main driver of a vehicle, your phone will always be paired first. Along with up top, you can actually name the Pixel a different name for you. So if you have multiple phones, you can distinguish whose is whose. Otherwise, if we go back here, and then one more time, that'll bring us back to our connected phones there.
And then go into the talk about music too.
Oh, yep.
So go ahead, just keep going.
Okay. I guess I'll just say, pressing the home button here will bring us back to our home screen. Now that we have some phones connected, we're going to go to audio up top. You've got your more option down here at the bottom, and then we have our multiple Bluetooth connections for the iPhone and the Pixel for Bluetooth. The Bluetooth will play anything that's playing off your phone, music, audiobooks, anything like that there for you. Bringing us to Apple CarPlay, when you have your iPhone here, opening up your center console, you're going to have two USB ports down there. We're going to plug in our USB, if I can get it in the correct way. Once plugged in there, you grab your lightning charger and you're just going to plug it into the bottom of your iPhone. Once plugged in there, it will actually display on the touch screen, and this is a one-time pop-up. So you're going to click more in the bottom right, and then you're going to click continue, and that is going to pop up Apple CarPlay up here for you. Once that's done, as you can tell, this is going to look just like your iPhone. It's going to have your phone settings up here where you can make some phone calls. It'll have your music listed up there, along with messages, calendar, and podcast. One of my favorite things to use Apple CarPlay for is your navigation. So this is going to pull up the maps just like it would on your phone. As you can see, it shows exactly where we're at on the screen here at Karl Chevrolet. If you were to click on the touch screen, it will pop up search, destinations, and some favorites for it. If I were to click on search, just like your phone, the nice thing is you can actually have some presets for some gas stations, parking, or restaurants. Otherwise, there is a keyboard indicator up there. If I click on that, you can type in an address, or for some reason, if you wanted to go someplace, and Best Buy is on my mind, you can type it in there for you. Click on it up there, and it'll actually build you the route. So if I were to click go, it'll come through here, and it'll actually come through your speakers as well. Now we're going to walk you through Android Auto. We have my phone here, and I've got my plug-in. So my USB ports on your Camaro are located in your center console. So you've got two down there. I'm going to plug this into one of the two. Once plugged in, I'm going to grab the end of my cord, and you plug it in the back of your phone just like you're going to charge it normally. Once plugged in there, it's going to allow it. So this is a one-time setup process. So I'm going to do continue there. I'm going to allow it the permissions as well. So I'm going to click more, and then yes, I'm in. Once there, we're going to give it access to the notifications. So I'm going to click continue. And then at the very top, Android Auto is grayed out. So I'm going to click that little button. We're going to allow it access. Once I click allow there, it's going to bring us to the Google Assistant. We're going to click continue through that as well. Once we click allow, it's going to bring us back to our home screen here. And it says Android Auto is available, bringing us up to our touch screen. Android Auto is now lit up white and blue. If I click on that, it's going to pull up our Android Auto. So as you can see, it pulled up our maps first. This is going to work just like it would on your phone. So if I were to click maps up top here, I can type in any address that I was thinking at. So if I go up here to search, anything I can type up here. I could type in Best Buy, for instance. I can click the search up there because it found it. It'll find me all of the nearby Best Buys. So if I want to go to the one in West Des Moines and I click on it there, it'll give me some ETAs along with their phone number. And then down here at the bottom it says 21 minutes. If I were to click on that, it'll build me my route right through my touchscreen. If you were done using the navigation, you can exit out of it over there. Otherwise, there's a little dot here in the bottom left of your touchscreen. If you click on that, it's going to bring you back to your home screen for Android Auto. This is going to go through your maps along with some Spotify, some Google Music there, your phone, calendar, and a couple other apps on here that it will allow you to use. So you can go to Spotify and play any music here on your phone for you. Otherwise, that little home button will always bring you back here. And then if you were to be done with your Android Auto, all you simply have to do is unplug it from your phone once, and then it will go back normally to your home screen. Apps down here in the bottom right. Now, what this is going to allow you to do is you can download apps like Spotify or Amazon Alexa. The only way that these apps are going to work is if you pay for the Wi-Fi on your vehicle. Otherwise, you can scroll down here. There's some other options for you. But if you're not going to pay for the Wi-Fi, that apps button, we're just gonna leave it where it's at. One thing also is at the very bottom, we actually have a different screen. So I'm gonna drag it here to the left. And we actually have an ambient lighting shortcut. So we got to this in the settings, but here you can also change it manually if you want by just clicking on any color that you want there for you. Otherwise, if we back out of ambient lighting, you're gonna have your climate control, and this is just gonna be a digital version of what you're getting down here. So if I were to turn the temperature up here, as you can see, it'll change it here for me as well. Just a bigger display for you. Otherwise, if I back out of there, a couple other buttons here, Sirius XM will actually bring you to the shortcut right onto your radio. OnStar services, if you were to click on that, it'll give you a couple options where you can do some turn-by-turn navigation if you were to pay for that, along with your Wi-Fi hotspot and your advisor call. We're going to back out of there. My Chevrolet, you can set reminders for yourself for appointments. Marketplace is where if you were to pay for Wi-Fi as well, you can download different apps on your touchscreen. Otherwise, if I were to click this home button here, it'll bring us back to our normal screen. We're back on your home screen. We're going to go to Wi-Fi hotspot. So this is going to be an option that you're going to have with OnStar. Your Wi-Fi name up top is going to be My Chevrolet by default. If you were to click on that, you can change the Wi-Fi name to whatever you'd want. Backing up there as well, it'll actually have your Wi-Fi password. And by the factory, it's a whole bunch of random numbers and letters. You can as well change that for you. Like I said, that is an option through OnStar that you can pay for yourself. One thing that's nice is it also lets you know how many devices you have connected. Taking us out of Wi-Fi, if I back out here, it'll bring us back to our home screen. The users tab in the top right, this one is going to be used for if you have multiple people driving the vehicle. So if you had a company, as you can say, you can customize this vehicle for 4 different types of drivers. So if you had your boss drive it and a couple other people, you can create a profile, and what that profile is going to do is it's going to remember different presets for you. It'll remember your radio presets, your Wi-Fi name and password, and some other things like that. There's multiple profiles for multiple people. Otherwise, if it's just you driving the vehicle, we just leave it as a guest account there and just leave it blank. And as you can see, bringing us all the way back down here to the bottom right, we have your settings. Settings for your Camaro, there's a couple things you can do. It's going to go through your time and date just like it would on any other Chevrolet. This one will actually update for you automatically with time and date and your time zone changes. Backing us out of here, you have your apps that you can turn on some different things for you. We're going to leave your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on for you as well. Bringing us to the vehicle tab. And this is one thing that's kind of nice with having a Camaro, you have a driving mode. So with the driving mode, you're going to have your engine sound. And this auto mode selector, what that's going to do is down here at the bottom, you have what's called your mode selector. This one's going to go through 4 different options for you. Bringing us back up here, you're going to have stealth, and that's going to be the loudness of your exhaust. So stealth is going to be the quietest. Your touring mode is going to make it a little bit louder than the stealth, bringing us to sport and track, and that's going to fully open up your exhaust. Sport opens it up, along with track fully allows it to be open. When it's on auto up here with the mode selector, that is going to change by your modes down here. So currently we are in touring mode, which is displayed up here in the very bottom right of your screen with the T. If I were to go down to the mode selection down here and I click it, it'll bring us to sport mode, opens up that exhaust automatically for us. If I click it one more time, it'll bring us down to track, opening it up as more as well. Along with the final one down here, snow and ice. And then if we press it one more time, it'll bring us back up here to our drive mode. So the nice thing is you can customize this wherever you want. If you would want to drive in touring mode but have your exhaust be in track, you can change it there. Otherwise, automatic will change with whatever mode that you're currently in. Backing out of that is going to bring us to your steering. And this is also another thing where it will adjust the steering efforts on your vehicle. So again, it's with automatic, so it's going to change with whatever settings you're at. Otherwise, if you wanted to drive in touring mode but have a track feel, your steering wheel is going to be a lot tighter there for you. along with you can change it to sport and touring mode. Or you can keep it on automatic and that will change along with your exhaust to whatever mode you are in. Backing out of there. And then one more time, like I said, that's going to be driving mode at the very top of your settings. A couple other options down here, you're going to have your climate and air control, your collision and detection systems, along with your comfort and convenience. One thing that's nice here too is there's something called reverse tilt mirror. And what that's going to do is if I turn it on for your driver and passenger, if I were to put the vehicle in reverse, my side mirrors will actually tilt down to show me the ground to make sure that I'm in my parking spot. You can turn it on just your driver's side rear view mirror or your passenger side, or you can turn it fully off for you as well. And then backing out of here, and then one more time, you also have your lighting. So one thing that's nice about having a 2SS Camaro is you have an ambient lighting button. This is going to show all of your different lights for you. So your lights for your Camaro actually go along the top up here, and they are what we talked about earlier, where they're actually going to go along your door panels on the sides. You have a ton of different options over here, along with you can actually turn off the ambient lighting up top for you, and they just go away. Otherwise, if I turn that back on, it's just a simple click of a button. Give it a second or two and your lights will change automatically for you. And you can also link it down here to your drive mode, and that will change on whatever drive mode you're on. So touring is blue. If I were to click the down button once and change it to sport, sport up there is a red icon, bringing us to red up top and then red over here on the door. And then if I were to put us down one more time and track is an orange color, it'll change it on the door and everything simultaneously as well. Once we're back to ambient lighting, if I back out of that, it'll have your locator lights along with your exit lighting for your vehicle. Try to break the back option on that one more time. We have a couple arrows over here. If I click on the down arrow, we have a couple more options here. Seating position. This one is going to be for your entry and exit memory. So that's going to be where you can move the seat all the way down and back so it's easier to hop in and out. If that is something you want on, you can turn it on right up there for you in your settings. Otherwise, if we were to back out here, you can mess with some remote unlock and lock. I like to keep that personally where it's at. We have teen driver down here, so if you let your teen drive your Camaro, you can get a report card on how that is. When you click on teen driver, it's going to allow you if you want to assign some keys, and we're going to click continue here. And what you're going to do is you're going to set up a 4-digit PIN for yourself. So every time you want to get in here, you have to type in that 4-digit PIN. I'm going to set mine as 1234. We're going to enter it, and it has you confirm it one more time. Once that's done, it'll let you know it's successfully set there for you, and it will bring you into the information in here. So this is going to have a report card on how the vehicle was driven, how fast it went, over speeds, open throttle, different information there for you. We back out of there, you can manage some of your settings, and this is where you can go through. You can set some different audio limits. You can limit the volume, whether you want it to be down or up, so they don't blow your speakers. If we back out of there, it'll have your speed limiter for you, and by default, that will actually limit the vehicle from going over 85 miles an hour. You can turn that off or on, and then backing out of there, you can have a speed warning, and that's going to warn them once they've hit that speed. You can change that speed warning anywhere between 40 miles an hour and 75 miles an hour. If we back out of there as well, press it one more time, you can actually change your PIN. You can set up keys, and what that's going to do is you're going to have the vehicle or the key bringing us to set up keys. You're going to have the one key in the vehicle that you want to be set up as a teen driver. So what that's going to do is anytime this key starts the car, teen driver is going to start up automatically for you. And once that's all done here for you, the very bottom thing is clear all teen keys and PIN. That will reset it, bringing us all the way back to normal. So if I click on that and I click continue, it'll wipe everything clean. And the only other thing down here at the very bottom is going to be your valet mode. With that, once you get in there, you're gonna have a code that you're gonna type in. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 for training purposes. We're gonna push it again to confirm it. Once confirmed, what valet mode is gonna do is it actually locks down your touchscreen. So they can't turn the volume up or down. They can't do anything on your touchscreen when valet mode is enabled. What that's gonna do is that's gonna keep all your information safe up there, making sure they're not pairing your phone or going through your contacts or anything like that. It will sit there until you unlock that from your PIN. So if you were to get back in your vehicle, you type in that same PIN you remembered and go back to unlock, it'll turn on everything for you normally there. Bringing us down here, so these are gonna be your cooled seats. If you were to push on that button once, you'll get 3 blue LED indicators letting you know it's on high, once again for medium, once again for low, and then turning it fully off there. Once you do that, you've got your heated seats over here, and it's gonna be that same option. It's gonna turn on high, medium, low, and then off. Over here, it's gonna actually indicate your temperature for your vehicle, and being in a Camaro, by changing your temperature, you grab the dial over here and you turn it to the left to turn it down, and turn it to the right, and that will change your temperature for you. So this is gonna be your gauge, is this gigantic circle here. Bringing us over here, there's gonna be some of your climate controls, whether you want your air coming through the bottom or the top. This actually is gonna fully turn off your entire climate control, turn it on again. And then down here at the bottom are gonna be your fan speeds. So that's gonna turn your fan speed lower, indicated by the LED in the middle. And then we're gonna push it up and it will turn up your fan speeds there for you. One thing you also have is your front defrost and rear defrost. And then being in a Camaro as well, you have the sync button, which aligns both of your guys' climate controls. You also have automatic, which will automatically change your climate for you. You got your air condition button over there. And then you've got your recycled air all the way on the right. Along with the same thing where I've got my temperature gauge over there for my passenger side that I can change with his dial here. And then I've got my heated seats and my cooled seats as well. After you've gone through all of those options here at the very bottom, this is going to be your hazard lights. So you're going to push on that, turns them on, push them, and it'll turn them off. Bringing us back over here to your selectors. At the top one here, you're going to have your traction control that you can press once to turn off your traction control. And then turn it back on by pushing it there. And then you're going to have your mode selector. This is going to go through your active exhaust and your steering wheel's feelings for you as well. So currently we're on touring mode. If you were to push the down button once, up here on your big display again, it'll display sport mode. Once pushed down on it once, if you push down on it once again, it'll put you down to your track. And then once again for snow and ice. And then you can cycle it all the way back up to touring. So those are your mode selections here. Bringing us down to your parking brake. This one, if you were to pull it up, it's going to engage your parking brake for you, and it will let you know on the display up here, all the way in the very top right, you got your park symbol. To disengage your parking brake, you actually have to put your foot on the brake, and then you push down. It'll go away, and it will let you know that it's been released up there. Along with your normal car charger here. Got a couple cup holders here with your ambient lighting around there in the middle. And then up front, there's a little button that's going to open up your center console here. So with this one being automatic, you're going to have park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then the plus and minus are going to be for your manual mode. So if I were to throw the car all the way back in drive, it will shift for me automatically. And if I put to the right, it's actually going to enable our plus and minus. And what that's going to do is up here on the touch screen, it'll say M1, meaning it's in manual 1. So that'll be now access to my paddle shifters, so I can shift the car manually myself. Otherwise, if you wanted to go in fully automatic, we're going to tilt this right back to D, and we're in automatic mode there for you. Otherwise, so your dome lights for your Camaro are going to be up here. That button will turn on this one separately. You can push it again to turn it off, along with over here for your passenger side. You push it once to turn it on, once to turn it off. And now that we're in a convertible, this here is actually going to be how you take the top down or put it back up from the inside. So you're going to press and hold the front button, and it will automatically put your top up. And you're gonna keep and press and hold it until it goes all the way down and it secures. And it will let you know up here that your motion is complete for your folding top. One thing you can also tell is in here you have a normal rearview mirror, but since this is a 2SS Camaro, it actually is a camera that's always on there for you. You can cycle through a couple different options down here at the bottom. If you were to push on the very left button, it'll have some different options for your brightness, whether you'd want to turn that up all the way or down. If you push on the left button again, it will go through your zoom in and zoom out, depending on how you like that. And then if I push that left button one more time, you can actually change the camera angle of where you want it to be for your car. Otherwise, if you wanted to go back to a normal rearview mirror, that same bottom button, if you were to push it all the way forward, it comes back to a normal mirror. Other than your mirror up top, it's going to let you know if your passenger airbag is on and if they have their seatbelt on, along with your OnStar. So one thing with buying this is you're going to get a free month trial of OnStar. OnStar will walk you through the safety and security, so if you get in an accident, they will come over the phone and make sure that you're okay, along with starting your vehicle from your phone. You're going to get it for free for a month. Otherwise, you get it for a 3-month trial if you put your card on file as well. Hopefully you enjoyed your virtual delivery of your new Camaro. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, enjoy your new ride.